Hello, hello to a non-readings video. This is sort of kind of an FAQ video in which I will at least try to answer all your questions. There were a couple of questions regarding my setup, both light and sound, and in this video I want to focus on the light side. No pun intended. So yeah, there were a couple of questions. Kurt realized that the light or the lighting apparently changed over the course of this project. In the beginning, well, in the very beginning, there was no light at all other than my desk lamp. And then I realized, okay, if I want to continue and really make this a project and make videos, even though the emphasis is on the audio, of course, then I have to at least, quote unquote, deliver decent images. And so I started to incorporate light. In the beginning, the light setup was, different than it is now. And we're going to talk about that. I will show you what I have here and give you short explanations. I hope this might give you some ideas. Fernando, my friend Fern, also noticed that the light is apparently different, or very different even, from the poetry readings to the novel readings. And yes, definitely different. It's the same light setup in terms of it's the same lights on the same light stands or friction arms. We're going to talk about that. I change position. I change positions of the lights. Super simple. Sometimes add colored gels. We're going to talk about that. So over the course of this project that is now running for about 1.5 years, I came up with at least that's how I see it, very flexible and also very simple light setup. So, and that's what we're going to talk about today. If you have any more questions, so if I didn't answer your question in this video, please feel free to drop your questions into the comments. Also, if you have any other questions, please feel free to ask. I will, if I can answer them in written form, I will do that right away as soon as I see it, usually the same day or the next day. And if I think it might be more effective to make a video, then I will make a video, which can take a bit because I'm slow. I'm an old man. I'm slow. Coffee. So yeah, let me switch off all the lights and show you my setup. So this is now all the lights off. The little bit of light that you probably see is coming through the window because the blinds don't really shut out all the light. And I realized since I switched off the lights, I talk louder, which is strange. I don't know why. So this is my main light. Usually my main light, this is a ring light, very simple ring light, not very fancy. There are fancy ones out there with remote control and the possibility to change the colors over the whole RGB or even sRGB light spectrum. This is not one of those. This is a very simple one. All I can do is to change the brightness, to make it really bright, and also change a bit the tint, so make it a bit warmer or cooler. I usually have it at neutral with a touch of warmth. I got this ring light. I didn't buy it for this project. There's hardly anything that I bought for this project or got for this project. There's 2 things, I guess, that I got for this project. The one is a little music stand that's right in front of me where I used to put my tablet on. Now there's a little mixer on there because I need the mixer close. And the other thing is one effect light that I will show you in this video as well. So the other light is sort of a filler light from the side. It's a very simple, I will show you, LED panel, dimmable LED panel in steps. So can make it brighter or darker. So now brighter, darker. It comes with not only diffuser panels, but also with colored gels. So we're going to talk about those as well. These LED panels, I have 3. I bought a set of 3 also for photography, like the ring light. I use the ring light mostly for, or I got the ring light for photography, mostly portrait photography, also still life photography, but rarely use it. Like, I don't know, of 365 days a year, I maybe use it 5 times or 10 times, sometimes for video as well. But so I thought, since I rarely use it, I can use it for this project because I don't have to move it out of the room all of the time. Same goes for these panels. They're really cool. This is a set, I got a set of 3 for like 60 bucks or something. They're USB powered, so there are a couple of phone chargers at my feet. And they came with light stands, so also very important. So this was, I thought this was quite a good deal. They're comparatively bright. They're dimmable. They come with colored gels. They're USB powered. And they come with light stands. So 60 bucks for 3 was okay. I have them on a friction arm or magic arm with a clamp. So this one is clamped to a shelf on my left, your right. And there's a little ball head involved. I'm not sure. I think the ball head was also part of this whole set. I'm not really sure because I have a drawer with lots of photography gear and stuff in my other room. So the friction arm is really cool, and I think the friction arm is also sort of the key to this whole setup, because the friction arm, magic arm, allows me to change the position of the lights super easily. So opening the knob allows me to reposition the lights in whatever way I want to, and then just closing the knob when they're fixed. Super cool. I don't think that I'm in the, let me put that back. I don't think that I'm in the position to give you advice. But if there's one thing that I would advise you to do, is to not get the same friction arms than I did, at least not the one that I showed you, because they have plastic knobs. And the plastic knobs will break. Sooner or later they will break. The one that you saw is the only one that survived. So if you're interested in friction arms, magic arms, get some with metal knobs. They will last forever. They're not much more expensive, a tiny little bit more expensive, a couple of bucks more expensive, but they're really worth the money. So, side light. Then I have one, I mentioned it. Since these lights came with light stands, I have one from above, so I can show you this. This is really, so just a light from above, maybe add a little bit more power to it. So I thought this is a cool effect to give me a bit of rim light, hair light, also to isolate me a bit more, a bit better from the black background. And let me switch that on again and this on again. And then I have, since I have 3 anyway, I put the third one of these panels on this side, which allows for lots of different lighting styles. So for example, this is the light for my current Dracula reading. I think this is a bit brighter than I have it, but it also can be, I think this is, yeah, I think this is the light for Dracula. The black and white is done in camera. I have 2 camera presets, so I can make all the settings for the camera and put them on custom slots on the camera, so I can easily switch back and forth. And if I use any other mode of the camera, I can easily always come back to that. I can't do that right now because I'd have to stop video recording. By the way, if you're interested, I'm recording with the Canon EOS 90D. It's a DSLR, my still frame camera. So by simply switching off lights, right, or switching on lights, dimming lights, or changing the position of light. So I have another LED panel here, same, also on a friction arm on the light stand of the ring light. So with the light from below, it gives me a creepy look. I can also change the brightness of the light. So this gives me a lot of flexibility. And this was one of the main ideas for this project, to give every reading a more or less distinct look. And this can easily be done with this light setup of 4 lights, and adding the color gels gives even more flexibility. So I did that for the last poetry reading, Song of the Witches by William Shakespeare. I just took a blue gel, put it in here. So blue light from this side. Let me dim that. Let me make that a bit brighter. So blue light from that side. And then I took a yellow gel, put it in as well. So I have green light. So let me switch that off. Green light from this side. And of course I could now put a red gel here. I didn't do that for this reading. Oopsie. Ah, see how rarely I use them. There's still the protection layer on there. So put a red gel in here. And I have blue and red. Probably have to make this a bit stronger. So very, very simple. I didn't have this one on, but I had an effect light on. This is probably, I mentioned it, other than the little music stand, the only thing that I bought for this project, an LED flame light. So looks like that. Very cheap, couple of bucks. And I have it in a simple desk lamp. Gives me a light flicker. So for the reading of Song of the Witches, I just had this light between my knees and the green light from the side. And I also used this, I think, for the reading of The Messenger, where I also incorporated another prop, a lamp. That had a flicker by itself, but it wasn't strong enough. So I used this light as well to have more flicker in the image. And I think I also used it for one of the 2 short stories of the short story, or the Saturday short story. So yeah, that's my lighting setup. I hope this answered your questions. If you want me to go more into detail, if you want to know any more specifics, this is not a sponsored video or anything, right? So maybe I got the ring light is a Neewer ring light. So same goes for the LED panels. They're also Neewer LED panels. Very, very affordable panels. I also have to say the build quality is not really like, it's okay. I don't think they will break anytime soon, but compared to more expensive ones, they're very plasticky, but they do the job. And specifically for a project like this, it's just brilliant because it gives me so much flexibility. But yeah, as I mentioned, the key to this all are probably the magic arms, the friction arms. And that's it. So yeah, there will be a video about my sound setup, which changed quite a lot, probably the same amount as the light changed over the course of this project so far. So if you have any questions regarding the sound, please don't hesitate to drop them into the comments of this video. So I will certainly, if I see them, well, I will see them, but if in case I haven't already made the video about sound, I will definitely answer your questions in there as well. So yeah, this one's for today. Bye bye. Till next time.